Well, good Monday morning, Southeast Texas. Of course, we got off to a cold start this morning, so take a look at our roofing 911 Skycam network up in Jasper, sponsored by Provalis. Started out in the 40s area wide this morning. Now, we had overcast conditions early, but we were mostly clear by 7:30 this morning. A little bit breezy, so kind of a cool afternoon. We're expecting highs to be in the upper 50s. Going to be cold tonight because we won't have any wind at all. The skies will be clear. So we're looking for 30s for lows tonight. And up in the lakes area, definitely be some scattered frost in the morning, and temperatures in some spots down to about 32 in the morning. So pretty cold night coming up, but starting tomorrow, that warming trend will continue. Our roofing 911 Skycam network down in Port Arthur, sponsored by Market Basket. Temperatures running in the lower 50s. Beautiful morning so far, lots of sunny skies, helping us to warm up a little bit this afternoon, as we said, into the upper 50s. And of course, down toward Port Arthur, mid-county, you'll be in the mid to upper 30s for lows tonight, but still a cold night coming up. And from Interstate 10 north, we should see a little bit of scattered frost, but beautiful morning, nice afternoon coming up, a little bit breezy at times, keeping it a little bit cooler out there. But as we said, as those temperatures only getting into the upper 50s, but will be warmer tomorrow. Over in Orange, our roofing 911 Skycam network, sponsored by the Horseman's Western Store. Look at that, lots of blue skies, beautiful. Monday morning, finally gotten rid of the low clouds. Still a few low clouds possible on and off this afternoon, but the air was really drying out, even the lowest levels of the atmosphere. So we should see lots of sun across Southeast Texas. Now over in Orange tonight, you'll be dropping into the mid to upper 30s as well, probably 35, 36 in Orange in the morning, and then rebounding tomorrow afternoon into the 60s. Warming trend starts tomorrow. In fact, 60s tomorrow. We will be in the 70s beginning on Wednesday. Our roofing 911 Skycam network here in Beaumont, sponsored by Packer and Apray. Just a few clouds, stratus clouds there off in the distance, but I expect lots of sun. And in Beaumont this morning, we started out in the upper 40s for lows, and we should reach the upper 50s here locally this afternoon here too. And then tonight, probably 35, maybe 36 for a low along Interstate 10. Now you get outside of Beaumont, get away from all the buildings and the concrete, more in urban areas, of course it'll be a degree or two colder. Pretty chilly weather expected. And of course, outside our 12 studios, lots of sun. This one's sponsored by Mid-County Plumbing. Very nice morning across Southeast Texas. Now, as we take a look across the region, there's those low clouds there beginning to finally thin out. Still some, though, off to our northeast, drifting to the south. So we'll go with mostly sunny to partly cloudy the rest of the afternoon. But notice Central Texas, West Texas, on up into the Panhandle, lots of sun. A few high clouds streaking across portions of Amarillo and Lubbock right now. High pressure at the surface just to our east. So with clear skies and light winds tonight, we know it's going to be a cold one. Dew points in the low to mid 30s, so could be some scattered frost in a few areas coming up tomorrow morning. Then the big warm up begins tomorrow. We'll reach the 60s for highs and in the 70s as we head toward the middle and latter half of the week. Nice warm up, as you'll see in just a few minutes on the 7-day forecast. Let's take a look at the drought monitor. Of course, we have made improvements over the course of the last 2 weeks. Some nice improvements in certain areas. Now, much of the triangle and the lakes, we've improved a little bit. We're still in level 1, which is abnormally dry conditions. But notice this peach color here just to our east, just to our west. That's moderate drought still, level 2. And even off to our east, little area north of Lafayette, in the severe level, level 3. So we could still use the rain, but you know, I just don't see much in the forecast. Certainly the rest of the week, maybe a slight chance coming up late in the weekend as another front tries to work into the area from the northwest. So pretty dry still across Southeast Texas and southwestern Louisiana. And really, just as I said, not much rain to deal with the rest of the week. All right, you wake up tomorrow morning pretty cold, pretty close to freezing at a few spots up in the lakes area, 32 to 35 here along Interstate 10, 36, maybe 37 in Beaumont, little bit warmer, of course, down toward Port Arthur and the coast. So it's going to be a cold night, that's for sure. And we will see scattered frost across southeast Texas in the morning, mainly from Interstate 10 northward, certainly up into the lakes area. And as I said, this morning we started out in the 40s across the area. So warming up slowly, slow process, but making slow progress. But we're getting there if you're ready for some warmer temperatures, that's for sure. Now let's take a look at temperatures over the past 24 hours. What we're going to do is compare the temperature right now to where we were at this exact same time yesterday. We're 11 degrees colder up in the lakes right now compared to 24 hours ago. Of course, we had the cold front come through last night. Here in the triangle, we're running 5 or 6 degrees colder than what we were this time yesterday. So still not too bad. At least the sun's out. It's just nice to be able to get the sun back, that's for sure. Notice over in the Houston area, they're quite a bit colder now than they were 24 hours ago, some 12 to 14 degrees colder over there. All right, moisture levels in the atmosphere, of course, we have dried out tremendously. As you see here, just not much moisture at all. Notice the brown colors stick around for several days. Now by the weekend, we start getting a little bit of moisture back, especially off to our southwest. So a little bit of moisture coming back. Another front trying to work into the area late Saturday. I think we'll have a slight chance of showers over the weekend. Keeping it out of the 7-day for now. Look at it again later today and in the morning, but right now we'll keep rain out. There will be a slight chance, looks like, coming up for Saturday late into Sunday as a front comes in. I don't think it's going to be a very strong front by any means, but it'll cool us back down a little bit. And we'll show you that coming up in just a moment on the 7-day forecast. But in the meantime, things look pretty dry, and then the moisture levels begin to increase as we head into the weekend. All right, let's take a look at Futurecast. Still a few scattered stratocumulus clouds here and there this afternoon. And notice temperatures right now we're running in the low to mid 50s. We'll warm up a few more degrees this afternoon, upper 50s. And as we head into this evening, already back down to 51 at 6:30 this evening under clear skies. We'll let it roll some more. We fall quickly through the 40s. We drop into the 30s. This is tomorrow morning at 6:30, pretty close to freezing in a few spots in the lakes, and about 36, 37 along Interstate 10. Notice pretty cold over in Lake Charles, Kinder in the morning. A few spots could be close to freezing there. So bottom line is a cold night coming up, that's for sure. Clear skies, low dew points, light winds. You get the picture. We've seen it a million times. Temperatures will be cold tonight across southeast Texas, but notice tomorrow, low 60s. That'll be nice, starting the nice warm up. The flow also slowly returning off the Gulf, so it could be a little bit of patchy fog. I don't think in the morning, but Wednesday and Thursday morning could see a little bit of patchy fog there. All right, rainfall expectations. Of course, this will be updating every 8 hours or so. Not expecting much at all over the course of the next week or so. Like I said, slight chance coming up as we head toward the weekend. All right, rest of the day, partly cloudy, mostly sunny to partly cloudy. High temperatures in the upper 50s this afternoon. Lower, mid to upper 50s up in the lakes. North to northeast winds at 5 to 10. Tonight, clear skies, cold. Certainly no rain expected, and with light winds, we'll drop into the 30s. As we've mentioned several times, some scattered frost across the area. Mid-30s, Interstate 10,